So, hi again. This is another stream from Modern Retro Tech. Today we will finish our playlist up in Phoenix LiveView. But before that, I have a couple of cool news. So let me quickly switch my screen. And I want to share with you two things that I just saw. One thing is this, and this is really huge. Apparently, Erlang is getting JIT. Now, Erlang is the technology that Elixir uses behind the scene. And this technology is really amazing. It allows you to scale your app across multiple processors or multiple machines. It has really good performance characteristics when we talk about I/O, but historically it was rather slow for doing CPU-intensive tasks. So, like, don't try to multiply matrices in Erlang. The common wisdom goes. But nowadays, it seems that we are getting some pretty cool movement there. Um, just now, they implemented Beam ASM, a JIT, just-in-time compiler for Erlang OTP. Of course, once it's merged into Erlang OTP platform, it will eventually become available for Elixir too. And this is amazing news because it will significantly improve performance of CPU-intensive tasks. So if you look at this page, you can see that I will make it a bit larger. So they say that in one benchmark, they got 50% larger, so 50% faster performance. In one task, in some tasks, they didn't get more performance because those tasks were communication-heavy tasks. But in some tasks, like pattern matching, they got 170% performance increase, which is amazing. Same goes for JSON. So JSON parsing and working with JSON in general is CPU intensive. And here they got from 30 to 130% increase in performance, with average of about 70%. So it's almost twice faster, which is amazing. Of course, every Phoenix app out there, every Erlang or Elixir project out there will essentially get this performance for free. They need to be a bit more careful about, oh yeah, and another thing is RabbitMQ is able to handle 30 to 50% more messages per second, depending on the scenario. So also everybody using RabbitMQ, which is written in Erlang, will also benefit from that immediately. This is just amazing news. I'm so hyped about that. Usually my dream stack is mixing Elixir with Rust. So I use Elixir for building web apps, building interfaces, APIs, business logic, all this kind of stuff. And I use Rust to speed some parts up. Now, I don't plan to abandon Rust anytime soon. In fact, soon I will start streaming a series of videos about Rust. We will do some stuff with it online, and I will do more videos about algorithms in Rust, talking a bit more about memory and how we can process stuff efficiently while being nice to our hardware. But for now, these news are just amazing because it means that even without resourcing to Rust, some stuff that were previously prohibitively slow in Elixir will become fast enough. And it means that even in hybrid systems, the systems that I usually build, we will get significant performance increase. So huge news. Of course, we will need to wait a bit before it lands, before it's merged, before we get it supported by Elixir as well. But I'm really hopeful about it. And I think in some months, we will see it in production. So this is the first news items that I got today. The second news item that I got today is a position, actually. It's a software developer position at Apple. So I'm looking for the link. So the link is here. And here it's low-level networking in Berlin. But the main thing is experience with Rust desirable and a huge plus. And then Apple writes this, description, qualifications, bucket. Yeah, following a very successful first foray into Rust, we are migrating an established code base from C to Rust and building new functionality primarily in Rust. This is music to my ears because the more big companies start to use languages like Rust and Elixir, the happier we all will become. And of course, Rust's safety profile and really nice approach to making your code performant and making your code safe is something that I'm very excited about as well. So seeing Apple also embracing it are amazing news. And of course, I'm an Apple fan myself, so I hope to benefit from that either indirectly as user as well. So that being said, let's talk a bit more about playlists. So what we will do today. Last time we stopped with the behavior we implemented where you can where the queue automatically adjusts itself. So when I press on something to play, that moves up. Then I can also move around like that, and you see that my currently playing track is always on top. Then I scroll, however, and of course, when the track finishes, then we also get automatic scrolling. So playing track is always on top, except for cases when we scroll manually, because then we will not lose the user state. So the highlight is moving, but the scrolling doesn't move anymore. However, when we press on next, everything is aligned again. So this is behaviors that I wanted to see for a long time in many play queue implementations. It was somewhat tricky to pull off because we needed to do some JavaScript. JavaScript and LiveView integration turned out to be amazing. And we implemented some rather tricky behavior, and there was an interesting case of feedback loop. So if you're interested into how to implement stuff like that, please watch the previous stream. However, today I want to close this topic and I want to do one remaining thing that I wanted to do since the beginning of this little project. I want to add some basic play queue editing functionality. And if we have enough time, we also will do some styling improvements because that doesn't yet look as nice as I want it to look. So also talking about that, what is the reason for me doing this project? I'm really interested in having players that I can customize myself because I'm very unsatisfied with most players that are out there, both web players like Spotify and desktop players. Still, my holy grail remains Foobar 2000. If you used Windows circa 2000s, you will know probably what I'm talking about. But of course, this interface is also aged. So I was researching how I can implement my own player. Apparently, Spotify actually gives you an API that allows you to play tracks from it. And I have a very sizable music library on my hard drive since old times when you used to buy CDs. And I want to have unified interface between those two, first of all, and I want it to work nice. So LiveView is a way for me to prototype it and to figure out the behavior I want to implement. But then I will start implementing that probably in Rust because I want it to work quickly and I want to have a desktop app actually. So we will see how it goes. For now, I will pause with this project, and the next series of stream will be about Rust, but not about playlists. It will be something different. I'm still choosing. I have a couple of ideas, but I will announce it later. But yeah, for now, I want to add queue editing to see how it works together. And then when I decide to return to this project, I will use my prototypes that I've built to start implementing stuff faster, essentially, without thinking, okay, how do you represent the queue? How do you move between tracks? What kind of things I need to look up in the API? I will already know because I have already implemented something like that. So let's start. What do we want to do with editing? I guess first order of business is removing stuff. So even before editing, there is one more thing actually that I want to do. I want to group stuff by album. So there are multiple views. Right now we are just showing plain view. If we look at our favorite victim, Spotify, then you will see that here they also show everything as a plain list. Now, plain list has its own benefits. It's simple conceptually, but at the same time, old school people like me often listen to music by albums. And then manipulating individual tracks is kind of annoying. You still want to be able to copy them and paste them and do stuff with them, but you still want to see them grouped at least by album and artist. Sometimes you don't, then you can switch it off. So that's functionality we will add today. So as typical, when you add new functionality, you need to start with some affordance, right? So where do we place it? I think it's time for us to expand our playlisting and add some controls here as well. So we will do that. I guess we start with our magical template. I don't need my JavaScript code yet. I'll just move my up CSS here, and I will take my playlist thing here. And I guess I will also take my controls there. So, what do we have? We have the playlist in itself that is scrollable, and we can add something on top of it, right? I will for now hide this, don't care. I wonder if I can actually change language. Yep, I can, because I just want HTML, because then I can do stuff like this. How do we call it? Shall we call it navbar? Navbar is so generic. Let's call it header. Okay, this is also very generic, admittedly, but at least what components our header will have? It will probably have some kind of a button. Now we have those media buttons and we have controls with that, right? We have control pane, we have media button, but this button will be different. It will be, maybe it's not even a button, right? We want to show different representations of our playlist. So we probably need to have something like radio buttons so you can select one state. How can we do that? Let's just start with some diffs, I guess. I guess we will start with radio group. And inside radio group, we will set radio group. Now, radio group is like one block in BAM, right? So our button itself will be an element in this block. That's why we add in those double underscores here. We will call it button. We will add another one, and we will give this, we probably will need to add some nice icons now, right? So how can we, I don't know, group? Solid accessibility buildings chat. Editors. Oh yeah, that's better, I guess. I wonder. We can do that. We can do a list, I guess. But this is, oh, that's intent. But that looks very similar to our interface. Oh, that's nice. So we have this, and we can also, we need to find something that looks more like you have different bunches of things, right? Note to self, I should have looked up this icon before. But energy finance files, maybe? No. node files. I guess node fitness. Interfaces. Oh, bars is also a good thing, actually. Objects. Spinners. Science fiction. Weather. Writing. Actually, mathematics maybe? No. Writing. Equals. Right, do this. Okay, what else can we think about? Group, maybe arrange. Layer group. Bunch. Block. Categories. You see, there are so many words you can imagine. Line, columns. Columns. Bar. Okay, I don't want to get stuck on that, so let's for now just use text. We can say by album, by song, no group, no groups. Okay, so we got this, which is fine. Now we need to give it some style. So I think we will add another thing. So you have those controls. Maybe we should rename it. Media controls. And then we can just controls. So we have it, yeah, we have it imported here. So now we can start with that. So actually, okay, here is something different, right? So we need to put it here, I guess. Here, I want it to be a flex display. I want it to align items to center, and I want to justify content to flex end. I guess yeah, I am fine. Why don't we here? Oh, okay, we have an error. Media controls. Oh, yes, I mixed it up. So here it's a bit better. Okay, that looks more like it. So now stuff is packed here. One interesting thing is that our playlist is width 55. So those should be variables, right? So we can actually align them to the navbar, so it's the same size. This is in theme. So playlist width is 55 rem, and this is playlist height. Now in playlist, oh yeah, I can actually, oh come on, yes. So track list width, I can do playlist width and playlist height, and then I can take this and I can just put it here as well. Okay, height is not the same. We just need to think about the width. Okay, well, it makes sense because those, this is different, right? We have the length of the track element is different as well. So for tracks, we need to see display flex direction. Okay, they're just aligned here, right? Track. Do we want to actually align it with the track itself? I'm not sure. Okay, for now, I will just skip it. Actually, no, let's do proper stuff. But let's, by the way, also remove this garbage from here. Do we have any more garbage? No, I don't have any garbage. So then I can take this and we can look at our theme. I wanted to go here. And I want to make sure track title width is 20. And so track, okay, everything's okay. And track artist. Okay, I really hope that artists don't have widths of 10 RAM, but what can you do? And the same with album, right? So I can just do everything should stay exactly the same. Then header width will be track title width plus track artist width plus. I want to try it. I'm not sure that I will actually keep it because it may look uglier. But this is one of those things where you just need to try and see. So instead of playlist width, we are using header width now. Why don't you want to be nice to me? Oh, no, I don't want accessibility view. I just want my normal debugger. Inspect elements. Okay, so that's a header, and you cannot actually see this stuff, but maybe I can move it up. No, I cannot. Okay, you will just need to trust me. Sorry. So here we have the header, and width is actually not used because invalid property value. Oh, okay. Let's just simplify it, right? Let's just say 40 RAM. That kind of sucks. I thought it can actually calculate the thing. Okay. I'm missing something. So, okay, there is this thing. This thing has width of 20 rem. Oh my God, we also have paddings, right? We have padding, which is 1, 2, 3. And we forgot track length. Track length is also a thing. So, okay, track length. It was 7. Oh, come on. Be nice. So it's not 47 though, because we also need to add all the magical paddings. So we have padding, which is, oh, and we have actually plaything, right? Oh my God, this is so bad. It's like 1.5 plus, is this like, I will guess, like 3 RAM maybe? So this is like with the play button. And then we have 1 RAM here, 1 RAM here, 1 RAM here. So those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 RAMs. So it becomes 58 then. And now it's bigger. Okay. Okay, I wonder, am I going crazy? I'm going crazy. I'm absolutely going crazy. I think it does something fishy. Okay, let's not do that. Let's set header width to be 100% of the container. And let's, why by the way, this stuff broke now. Okay, it's back. And in any case, we will remove the magical background from it, right? So background is gone for now. Actually here background may be a good idea, right? We need to, okay, we cannot make it yellow, right? Maybe we can make it pink. Oh, okay, that's wrong pink. We need hot pink to make it all very consistent. Oh, okay. This looks a bit over the top, but fine. I like it. Okay, I don't like it. I think, which color can we use? Oh, I think there was actually a cool tool. So if you go to DuckDuckGo, and you can say color palette, and the generator. Okay, so we can look at this magical hot pink. Actually, I thought they had a tool themselves, but fine. If they don't have it, then it's fine. No, I don't care what's new. I just want to generate. Give me a color palette. Oh, I don't want any of that. I just want to select one color. How outer? Okay, I want complementary, and I want why? What this? How this shit works? Okay, it doesn't work. Dark. Okay, let's just look. DuckDuckGo color generator tool, because they had a tool. I hope they still have it. A color picker. Oh my God. Yes, that's what I'm talking. You need to Google color picker in DuckDuckGo in Google, and then it will give it to you. So a hot pink color hex code. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that's the color I'm talking about. So, okay, let's dump. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. So let's add it to our theme. Actually, green one. Okay, maybe there is that round. Those are all really nice. I think this is a bit calmer. So color 1, I guess. Why not? Color 2. And color 3. Wait, this is very bad design. If you look at this tool, you can see that they put this thing that you need to write in CSS here. So you cannot copy it normally. It adds space. It's so dumb. And of course, when you paste from any tools that also adds this, it doesn't recognize it. So you have this happening. Why just not use a normal text field? Like, it's so simple, right? But fine. I think I forgot this one. So okay, I added those magical colors and now need to give some better names like color orange, color green, color blue. So we can take this color and we can apply it here. So hopefully. Okay, that looks way better. Actually, okay, now since I'm going all in the color craziness, I will try to also make my playlist look a bit nicer here. Or maybe, actually, if we think about media controls, why I'm using this background color here when I can actually use color blue? Wow, it looks way better, but now my buttons here don't really look nice. So instead of using white smoke, let's see if that will work. Why not? Oh, it's not variable, of course. You. Okay. Just white, maybe? Actually, just white looks perfect. Okay, I want to dial it down a bit, both here and there, because it's super contrasty. So let's also add another magical color, white. But let's make it not like white is this, right? I want to make it slightly dimmer, but not too much. I would say let's go, okay, how dark is this? It looks nice to me. So we can say, like the difference is not too much, but it just looks calmer. And I think this is better. Now, background color, okay, that we don't need anymore. We also need to do the same for track position. So, no, it's not disabled color, it's color white. Oh, no, dump. It should go here. So yeah, that looks way better. I think I can even set it as general background for my theme. So this is in the playlist. border. The effect is subtle enough for me. It doesn't look too sad, but it doesn't look too hardcore either. So of course, right now you have the contrast between like this ugly border, but we will make everything full screen in the end anyways, so it doesn't really matter. This area just looks nicer now. Now we need to, oh yeah, and of course we also need to check how the background. Okay, it looks fine actually. I don't mind this gray. Now, what we need to do is to make those things work, right? We started with the buttons, radio buttons. Let's return to radio buttons. Sorry, I just got kind of into the moment here. So, radio buttons. We just have class radio, radio group, sorry. Okay, so we have this class. This is BAM element. And we will, of course, make it also a flexbox, and we will make it, it should run horizontally, so that's default. Items should be aligned to center on cross axis, and they should be justify content. They should also be centered, I guess, on the main axis. So if you do this, yep, that looks better. Now, of course, for radio group button themselves, let's give them a bit of padding, not 1 pixel. I think maybe this. Okay. Shall we give them background? Do we just add something here? I'm not sure. How do you style it? Like you can give them a border, you can give them, yeah, I guess I will give them background at first, at least. So you know what we are going for now. It looks, oh God, it looks weird. And it also, okay, that's not a good idea. But maybe that's our chance. Will it be too over the top? Actually, no, it doesn't look too over the top. It looks kind of, okay, it looks very old school. It looks, but doesn't matter. We first think about functionality, we can make it nicer later on. So then we can also give them border radius, I guess. I think we only care. No. We just give it to the radio group itself. Yes. Right? Right? Nothing happens. Why nothing happens? Okay, let's do some debugging. Oh, actually, I can set it here. Not orange, color orange. Come on, be nice. Okay, there is this little thing here. Shall I group by album? No, okay, let's not do border radius. Let's just keep this thing here, and let's think how we can make those stand out. I will give them, so like, I don't know. Yikes. It looks so weird. Although, maybe our color white will save us. It doesn't look so ugly. But now, of course, we also need to have state, right? So let's just yuck it, and then we can paste it, and we can remove this, and then we can add here. So we need to have selected state. Let's give it. So this is modifier in BEM, right? They are separated by two dashes. They are exactly for this purpose. So when you have different states of some element. So let's say for now that's our state, right? Also a bit of inconsistency here with this naming. So now there is no difference. Oh, by the way, this border is also a bit weird, but shall we give it to... I think you can do something like collapse border, but for now, let's not care about it all. Of course, if you enlarge it, that will make you completely crazy, right? This difference. Fine. What do we do with selected one? Do we change background? This is so weird, right? When you go for that. If we change background, it means that it's like you need to guess which of those is selected. It's a bit weird. Or maybe, actually, what if we do this? So we inherit the color of our parent. By the way, this is not BAM, this is breaking the rules, but I think for this case it's actually good. And then when it's selected, we change background color. We make it orange. So that's kind of more obvious. I'm also not sure. So we need, I always forget what do we need there. List of shadows, two full lengths, an optional color, and an optional inset. So yeah, I remember now. So those are like blur, then you have offset, and then you have color. So color, which are our colors? So we have this, we have this, we have shadow color. Yo, where's my box shadow? Am I doing it right? Did I forget something again? Oh, I think I also need to do this. I'm not sure. Yo, where's my box shadow? Give me my box shadow. It shows that it's active, but I cannot see it. Maybe it's because of... Eh? Okay, let's give it gigantic box shadow. Okay, something... Oh man. Oh, no. Come back. Something crazy is happening here. Okay. I mixed it up. I think this is offset and this is actually the blur that I need. Yes. But it looks also weird because of course, okay, now we are making shadow on our neighbor, which is not really nice. Don't cast shadows on your neighbors. It looks so funny. Yeah. Yeah, you can see this effect a bit here, but oh wow, Firefox cannot enlarge anymore. Like really, 300% is the best you can do. Mozilla, this is not nice. Okay, no, box shadow doesn't really work in this. Maybe if we, know what? What if we give it a bit of vertical space outside of this group as well? Yeah. Oh, eh? Where is my pattern? Give me my pattern. Be nice. Is oh my God, I'm so dumb. No, I'm not dumb. I actually have both classes here. But this is okay, it's kind of uncomfy to work with this. Why? Maybe I should just do this. So like, okay, I need this padding here, and I need some padding here as well. Come on, okay. Oh, yikes. That looks so bad. And I constantly resize in my editor instead of my browser. I hope it's still visible. Is it like over the top? Yes, it's over the top. That's better. Okay, but now you can at least see the effect. However, okay, no box shadow. Well, actually, that looks a bit better, I think. It's not completely aligned, maybe. Maybe if I just go completely crazy. Oh, wow. Okay, that's actually way better. So can I also, if I do this? Whoa, okay, that I think looks nice. Now, of course, we don't yet have any behavior here, so I wonder if we can do something like mouse over here. So doing mouse over effects in CSS is also not orthodox BAM, but at least, but it's just simpler. And especially when you don't have JavaScript and you mostly work with something like server-side rendering, it saves a lot of time. And so far, I never had problems with that. So I think it's fine. So I want to give it, I think it, do I, oh, I always forget the syntax. Where do you put this stuff? Mouse over CSS, yes. Hover, of course. So hover. We want to give it, I wonder if this will work. So, oops. Well, it doesn't change, but there are also, by the way, I think color manipulation CSS. I think they have some kind of like making colors dimmer. Lighten, yeah, darken, I think is the code here. So we don't want to make it darken like 20%. So nice. Okay. Now we added the controls. I'm satisfied with how it looks for now. The main difference is adding. Now we need to add, of course, the grouping behavior itself, right? Oh, it's not happy? Ah, okay, it was not happy some time ago. Let's not confuse ourselves. And let's start adding some behavior here. We have the thing, and we now need to process clicks on that, right? And we need to save it into our state. So we need to go to playlist, live, page live. Yes, I probably should rename it. And here we need to do the grouping thing, right? So we need to add additional thing to our state module. Yeah. So grouping. Let's say our grouping will be something like our grouping. Okay, which kinds of values we can have in this grouping thing? First of all, we actually need to also add it here. So grouping, we can have just two things right now, right? Album and mail. Yep. And then we need to show it differently, I think. So depending on if we have a group or not, we need to do different stuff for our view. Does it change anything for our queue representation? No, because we still have the same tracks there. It's just, it doesn't matter. We don't force user to always listen album by album. We just show it a bit differently. So right now, do this. But instead of, yeah, let's add actually switching the state, right? So let's add Phoenix click stuff. So we can do, we have class, we just do Phoenix click, and we say group by, change grouping, and we add Phoenix value will be album. Or here it will be nil. And here we do the same exact thing, but here we say album. Then we can add, so we have handle event, handle event, handle event. We have helpers. Let's add another handle event. Handle event. Let's call it, oh shit, I forgot. It's called change grouping. Okay. So we have change grouping. We got one parameter which is called grouping. And this should be this. And then we get socket, and then we do. And hopefully we can do that. So let's first do just this. We, as usual, inspect our grouping, and we return no reply socket. So nice. We can then also do this. So we can say grouping is equal atom string to existing atom. We can take grouping, and then hopefully, yep. So we got our state properly represented now here. So now the only thing that we actually need to do, we need to change our value in the state, and then we need to set the visibility of the button depending on that, right? So not really hard. So let's do that. So socket equals assign socket state socket state is state grouping. That's all. So nothing should break now. Okay. And now we just need to add a little condition here, right? So now I actually want to change language mode. Let's do this, and we can now start to write stuff here. So no groups button class will be grouping equals to so I'm doing it super dumbly, but it's fine. And then we need to do the same for album button class. So, and here we just change our condition. This is more resilient, right? So if we add more buttons in the future, we won't need to change this code if we write it like that. If we actually check equality and if we check it for every button, then we just need to add one more line. And then for the class, what we need to do is just do this album button class, and here it will be, oops, no group button class, undefined function, no groups. Okay. So we got our logic changing. And we also need to add one more little thing. We need to make sure that we always use pointer here. So mouse, cursor, I think. Cursor pointer, yes, thank you. So now, good. Of course, nothing changes yet, so let's add it. Yeah, remove this padding thing for now, and let's, okay, this code is done. We want now to change this. So what do we do here? Let's first, okay, I see now why I did it like that. So we do, and then, actually, I wonder if I can join those. Yikes. Okay. So we need to separate them, actually. Here, let's collapse it a bit. Let's make this a bit larger. So here we do track ID, we do track class. Then, so if it's plain, we add this in so that we don't need to change. And then we just have those, we do this for thing, right? I want to do it a bit differently now, so I need to actually group stuff. If we select by album grouping, let's, by the way, switch our default state a bit. Let's say socket state album. Yep, so that we don't need to constantly switch it when we will start working with this code. So then, depending on grouping, we do something. Otherwise, we do this. And then we do end. And this, of course, is so now everything should disappear. Yes. Okay, good. Since this, and of course, when we switch to no group, it appears. Okay. So by album, we need now to, first of all, we need to group stuff. To do that, we will need to add a bit more Elixir code here, and let's say grouped queue. So we take enum group by the way, do I have it? Yes. So what it will return me a map now. Yes. Group by map, which key is given by key function, which value is a list of elements given by value function. By default, value function is identity function. So we take this state queue and we group by, in each of those we have tracks, and each track has a title, right? So sorry, album. So we say track album. And for now, let's just inspect this thing, I guess. Why not? So like, 9. Let's just add a paragraph and just say inspect grouped queue. So yeah, exactly. We get this tracks. Can you actually pretty print this stuff? Because that looks ugly. I think there is some magical method for pretty printing. Oh, pretty true. Okay. Knew that. Okay. Okay. Maybe. I just got my HTML. Okay, it doesn't make it better. At least not here. What can we do? Okay, I think we can just maybe pass this to the REPL. Okay, it's not complete, so it doesn't work. But I guess I know what it says. So here it starts with this. We start with, oh, we should, actually I already made a mistake. We should, instead of doing track album, we should do track artist album, right? Because there can be different, there can be different albums by different artists, but with the same name. So that will help distinguish them. Of course, there are also years of albums, but we don't model it yet. It's quite obvious how to add it as well. So if we do this, we will now get, yeah, so we get behemoths. Now, one bad thing is that we just lost our state, right? We just lost our order of things because map is an ordered collection. Okay. We still need to maintain it somehow. So I think what we can try to do, let's see what else we have in the num. Oh, okay, it doesn't work here for some reason. Let's try to do it here. So maybe, like in principle, we can fold, right? We can just do reduce. We can just go through the list and collect items that belong to the same artist and to the same album, then group it. But maybe there is some method in Elixir that already can do that. That will simplify things for us. So intersperse, map, partition, random, reject, scan. Okay, that's different. Take, unique by, unzip. Okay, okie dokie. I guess we will need to return to write in some reducer here. Okay. We start with enum reduce then. Let's, as usual, do that. I always forget order of arguments. So yeah, we start with enumerable, then we have accumulator. So our accumulator then will be this. Instead of map, we are just using a list, but that will be a little different list, right? We have then a function that takes the track and it should take the accumulator we have, and it returns accumulator. So then in our accumulator, we also set, let's do this now. So our accumulator then will be Q and current album. Current artist and album. So then equals to oh my god, so we will need a bit more state. We also will need a current group. I just figured it out. So then if we have current artist and album, then we will need to, if it is nil, as is our starting state, what we need to do, we need to say current group will contain our current track. Our current artist and album will be track artist, track album. Actually, that also makes it more useful to make it a case. So, yeah. And then instead of else, we will have artist, album, current artist, current album. And we just return it. Right? So we take Q current group. We don't add current group to Q yet. Current artist and album. Okay, that's actually okay. That's a bit. Okay, then we need to do, if we have current artist and album selected, Actually, I can at least do this grouped queue pretty true. So in case of some group already existing with the current artist and current album, we need to check if we can even do it nicer, right? So we can do like track artist if it's the same artist and if it's the same album. And then we have a case where current album, where we change. So like this case is when we have our previous track and the current track having the same artist and the same album, so they're in the same group. This case is new track is from different album from the same artist, so from different artists altogether. And this is our like first ever track. So when we have first ever track, we initialize a group, we add track there. We don't do anything with the queue, it still will be empty. And we set the current artist and current album. Now, if we get the next track from the same artist and album, we just need to add this track to the queue. So it's easier to add stuff to the front of the list than to the back of the list. It's faster, and we will need to just reverse it before we append it to the queue. So that makes everything a bit easier for Elixir. So, oh, by the way, I wonder what happens. Oh yeah, place, okay. If we have the same thing, what we do, we just say, okay, current group is current track with the current group, right? And actually, okay, everything is very simple. So we say track, we just add current group, and we look at the and we use the same thing, so current artist and album, because it didn't change. And in the third case, if it's a different one, then we say we need to add our previous group to the queue, right? So just say enum reverse current group. Queue then will be, okay, here I'm just adding it manually. Previous group. Instead of just adding previous group by itself, I want to, I know. Okay, we will also reverse the main queue, but we will do it, instead of just adding this like a list, we will add it as a tuple. So we take this current artist and current album theme, and we will add it here together with the reversed previous group, right? Oh, okay. We cannot actually do it like that. Shit. Well, thankfully we can still do that. I think current album. I think unexpected token. Yo, my tokens are okay. Function. Oh, yeah, true. Okay, then we will need to make it a bit uglier, I guess. So well, this is fine. Yeah, sure. No function close matching. It doesn't really matter for now. We just need to align this shit. Okay. So we add this stuff to the queue as a tuple, and then we need to pass our queue, pass our new track artist, pass new group that consists of the current track, and pass new track artist and track album as new current artist and current album tuple. Now this should work. Okay, it works. Okay, our state looks correct to me, right? So we start with monolake. Then after monolake Tetris, we should get the behemoth. So Tetris. Yep, exactly. So we get our tuple, which contains artist and album. And then we get a list of tracks. And then when it changes, we get the next element in the list. Okay, that's beautiful. We did it. Now, so grouped queue, we know how it looks. We now need to go through it, right? Wait, why is, yeah. So we have a bunch of things here. And by the way, okay, we are missing some tracks, right? So we have grouped queue, we get current group, and we don't care about the last element. And then we just align this stuff a bit. So that you can see what is happening here. So, okay, when we have it, then we need to not forget to add the last element. So we say previous group, like normally this code you need to move it somewhere else and test it, but I don't want to do it because I don't want to waste time right now on that. But let's see. So grouped queue. We will actually also, like, we will see what happens when we show it in the interface. So if something doesn't work, we will be, oh shit, and we will need this stuff. Yikes, grouped queue. Come on. Okay, beautiful. So last track is momentum right now here. Last track is the Satanist here. Tetris. It ends on Tetris somehow. Grouped queue. We add it. Oh, we also need to, oh my God, we need to reorder it, right? We need to not forget to do grouped queue in reverse. Okay. So start with monolake momentum. We have CERN as our first track, yes. It's followed by linear, yes. Then after Tetris, we have Behemoth, yes. In the end, we have the Satanist from Behemoth, yes. Okay, it looks correct to me now. Now we just need to show it. Well, I guess we got it printed here a bunch of times. No? Find function queue. So instead of normal for, so let's also, by the way, add some comments here because right now We will need to extract it into another template, but for now I'm also just going very low tech solution for that. I'm just saying grouped by album view, and we will just add the same thing for our grouped, no grouping view, right? So here we will also need to do the for condition, but instead of, so we will get groups, right? We will get artist, album, and we will get tracks. By the way, we will also need to index stuff, right? So we will probably need to add index before that. I really wonder if we will have time today to do the editing. Well, I will try to at least do deleting stuff. If deleting stuff works, then it's fine. But okay, let's just show it. So I will just do a bunch of divs now with this at first to make it a bit simpler. So I will just say, let's just do this for now. Yikes. Oh, I need to do a div. Yeah, right. Yo, where is my layout? Give me my layout. No, come on. Am I missing some stuff? Okay. X. Let's inspect X. Yes. Oh my God. Grouped queue, of course. And we remove this index for now. Okay. Well, we copied the album multiple times here, right? So I think we duplicated it 10 times. So here we should see like 20 albums. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Yeah, it looks correct to me. So now we need to add indexes for tracks because otherwise we won't be able to play them and we won't know which one we are actually playing and stuff. So for that, we will need to do that here. So this logic is becoming so complex. And now this index. You see, I was making fun of Spotify. Well, not really, but still. But this is actually pretty hardcore stuff when you look at all the possible behaviors you need to implement. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. So we get track and index of the track. This is very helpful, by the way. And then we do it like that. Track index, right? Yep. So we now have indexes saved. Oh yeah, I forgot that else doesn't need that. Yeah, we will use grouped queue in a second. So then what we need to do the track stuff. So for that, we can just use a template. So, well, okay, I will track field, track play, track index. So like all this stuff actually we can just extract into another template, right? Track index, track to string, track state plane index. Okay, let's try this. So we will toggle Zen mode and we will add new template here. So we'll call it page track. What the EX is the thing. So that's, I really wonder if it will work, but let's just try it. Yeah, so we do it like that, and we just do it like, yeah, you don't like something? What do you not like? Argument, blah, 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 sure. So now I need to actually render that. So I'll try to render that. I think I always forget Phoenix LiveView track render. No, render live render. I think we just need render, right? Not live render. Assigns. Compare render some view child template. Child template some view. Can we, should we? So child template HTML assigns. So I guess page view track. Oh, we forgot the HTML part here. HTML, and for assigns we say track and track index. We pass this. Something broke. Page model page view is not available. Oh, sure. Okay. Playlist web templates. Oh, new folder. Yeah, that's a weird thing because where you place them matters. So we will need to move this stuff here. That's a bit weird. I really don't like it. There is undefined function track IDX. Because now it's so assigns plain index, track index. We need to make it to be an assign. Play this track index, and this is now an assign. It's time track, and track is assigned. So and then when we render it from here, so HTML track index. So we also have track, we have track index. We are missing plain index, right? So it's state plain index. Work. No, it doesn't want to work. Come on. What don't you like? Undefined function track index. I'm sending it in assigns. Why don't you like it? Am I completely dumb? Am I completely dumb, I guess? And now just nothing happens? What? Oh, I guess I need to do something like this. Yay! It worked. Okay. So we moved our track rendering logic here. Now we need to make sure that, okay, it still works. We still can press on stuff. We still can navigate stuff. Our magical behavior with scrolling still works. Beautiful. Okay, so this stuff we moved out. Now, actually, I think I can even do this, right? Nothing much changes. Now we need to do the same, but for, okay, and we actually even can do this and this. Nice. Okay, just for the sake of visibility, I will move it like that. Now we can take the same stuff and we can put it here, I guess. So tracks in group. We will just render some magical header saying, for now, just saying this, I guess. And after that, we do the another for. So we say for track. Oh, yeah, it's better track index. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. So for track index, track in tracks in group, do, and then and we just do the same stuff. We take this and we render it. So look, it works. We did something. It doesn't look nice yet, but it already works. And now we just need to make it look a bit nicer, right? We need to somehow print those headers a bit better. So we have this, how do we call this thing? So we render those tracks. Here we just put in everything inside a div. Do we need to put everything inside a div? I guess so, actually, because then we can also do stuff like selecting whole albums. Here, though, we can let's first do the nice headers thing, right? We are inside playlist. We can do, I guess, we can do a span, and inside the span we can do inspect artist. No, not inspect, just like artist. And then we can do album. For now, I will just do it very simply, like that. So that already looks nice, but now we just need to add a bit of style. So we have a bunch of classes for tracks, track fill, track title. Here, I want to just add some, and all of that is rendered inside playlist. Those groups only matter inside playlist, so those are elements, not blocks. So we say playlist group either. And then so we start with our padding as usual. Maybe it's okay. And then maybe we should also just do it like display align items to center and justify content to center too. So here we are using ugly short dash. I don't like it. Let's add nice and honorable long dash here. M dash it's called actually. I don't know the alt code for it in dash. Okay. So this is the one. Okay, that looks way better. So look. Whoa. Well, and we add something. Oh wow, it looks so cool. I really like it. Now we can also actually add more stuff, right, in this header. We can also add stuff like we can actually add now multi-selection. So we can do stuff and yeah, this is so nice. So we don't lose anything, right? We don't lose. So here, let's start playing, maybe, I don't know, let's start playing the song. If you switch mode, it's exactly the same song playing. If you go here, nothing changes. We don't lose our position. It's just a visual thing, and it's so cute. Only annoying thing that we actually lose our scroll state when we switch between those tabs. So maybe we can fix it. How do we scroll to plane, handle event, playlist scroll detected? It was somewhere in the app.js, right? We did it here. So we had, when we do click, scroll to play and track. So let's make it always scroll, disregarding our previous scrolling, not scrolling, because when we switch tabs, we always lose the position anyways, right? Scroll event to socket. And here I would just say this, right? And here then we just do this. socket. And here we just copy this. Additionally pushes. Okay. Plain track index. Your socket. Oh, well, dump. Those of us the same. So, and then when we click on when we handle event that is change grouping, let's add also the things that if you just click on the same thing, nothing changes. So we say if grouping is not equal to socket assigns state grouping do, and then we do this, or otherwise we do nothing. So we do oops, and then we can say this, and then we can say this. And then if we go, you see, this is beautiful. We always end up now showing this stuff at the top, but at the same time, we still have all the behavior we want here without re-implementing it. This is really nice reusability. I want to also maybe give it a bit more, I will remove state variable to save some vertical space, but I want to highlight that I'm pushing event here because otherwise it's hard to notice. So now we're finally done with groupings. I think it looks really nice. We're done with the scroll behavior, and now we just need to add some basic editing. I think I will stream for like 30-40 minutes more, so I will not go too deep into that, but we can. Oh, by the way, one thing before going into this direction, can we actually, sorry, playlist, can we make our listen a bit better? I wonder if I switch it from this to, we also have, right? Well, it looks a bit toxic. Maybe, yeah. Well, it's fine. It looks like this is like old school sport wear aesthetics right now, going strong here. But um, yeah, okay. I like my previous thing more, right? Light gray was better. Yes. Okay. That experiment being done, we can commit our magical. Oh, wrong thing. Group by album view. And now we can try to do the editing part. So I want to first enable edits by removing stuff from by using the keyboard. So for that, I need to check if LiveView actually supports this stuff, or if we will need to do some JavaScript. So bindings, key events, key down. So let's see. Supported, each binding supports, each triggers the event for the specific key press. When is triggered for any key press. When push the values into the server will contain the key that was pressed, plus any user defined. For example, pressing the escape key looks like this. To capture metadata, meta key, repeat key value can be found on empty. Obviously, what is key event viewer? Oh, wow, that I never saw this stuff. That's really cool. Um, I wonder, I need to do it here. Nice. Whoa. So let's do that. Oh, yes. Let's do it on the window. Do we do it on the window? Do we? Oh, one thing, we cannot select stuff yet, right? So like, we cannot actually see what we are doing. Yeah, we don't have selection. We have like plane, but this is not selection. If we need to add selection as well. How do you add selection here? So I wonder if maybe we should add some kind of select handlers here. Will it look ugly if you just add them? I guess so. Like it's okay to add them on the track header here, for example. I won't actually add a multi-select handler here, but if we add them on each track, it will look a bit ugly. Maybe we can like have select stuff. And we can select it, or if you just press it like that, use a mouse down event. Why not? Okay, let's try to first do it a bit more. So what we need is we need to actually click, right? We need to click. I think capture click is something. It doesn't bubble. I think it doesn't bubble. Yes, okay. So let's say if we click on any of those fields except for the play button itself, play this button, then it should select the current track. But it also means that in our state, but not the state that is state, this not here, but in page live, in the state of the interface, we need to add another thing, which will be selection. So we will start by, okay, that we actually, oh yeah, here we actually need to do that, right? We need to, will I regret doing that as a separate template now? I guess so. I guess I will need to, will it actually work? Let's do just for fun. Let's add this Phoenix click and say title click. We should in principle already see some errors. It works. Okay, good. One. Okay, select this. Right. So we can just do this actually. Oh, I forgot. Yes, sorry. So just add this stuff everywhere. Not the most nicest thing to do, but now we can also add handler. Is it track index? Yes. So actually, like this. Your or it's this, of course. Your Raya, why? Ah, okay, I needed to recompile this shit. Okay. A? Come on. I know that you can do better than that. So what don't you like? Plain. Select this. We get source, we get track index, and we get why doesn't it print stuff then? Am I going completely crazy? Yes, oh god. I'm done. So we can click anywhere, but when we click clean it, when we click on playlist, it doesn't trigger. Okay, that's better. So plain stuff does not select anything, but clicking on that selects stuff. We won't do multi-selection or moving selection around for now, at least. What we will just do, we will show it somehow. So we will need to add to our state, to our view state, can I actually do it like that? Is it correct syntax? Like never know? Oh yeah, I can. Okay. So here then selected track. Oh no, let's do it better. Selection, and selection will be for now nil. So nothing is selected by default. By then, key selection not found. Oh yeah. Oh my. Oh yoy. Oh wow, why did I actually added grouping to our main state module? This is not what I want. This is not correct. It's not. I know this is actually state of the playlist itself. Well, in principle, it's just like view thing. It's not relevant here. No, 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 no. Go away. We need to move it here, of course. So view UI state. So we move it here. Now everything will break a bit, of course, but we will debug it. So blah, 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 blah. So we can just do it like that. We just do it here. Then, no. Right. Right. And then, of course, this will break, yes, because we also saw that here we just need to do socket grouping. It's also very simple now in terms of code, right? Because we don't have all the nesting levels. Socket assigns grouping. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, let's look at the selection. Yeah, we started with selection. So let's add some comments. Can be common or nil. What our selection will be. For now, we just do the by-track selection. Can be nil or track index, right? So when we do selection this, what we do, we just set socket equals to assign socket selection track index. That's all. That's all that we need to do for now. But now we need to also do highlight select track somehow in the state, in the template. Sorry. So here, yeah, we also need to pass another thing, plain index track class if track index is equal to, so if case selection do, and for now we just do, so if it's nil, then we return track class, otherwise well, okay, it's fine. Otherwise we say if it's track and if it's selected track index, actually if it's right, we need to pass selection to our renderer. So selection actually track class, right? So when this is true, then our track index, when selected track index is equal to track index and we are in track selection mode, then we need to do another thing. So we need to take the track class and we need to add track selected. Yeah, if we do that, fetch assign. Ooh. So same thing. Right. I really hate this restriction on the which functions you can use in guards. I know the reason, it's for performance reasons. It's to essentially Beam, the Erlang VM has some logic for optimizing the pattern matching and guards, but it can only do it with functions it knows. So it restricts it to a subset of functions, but still it's sometimes annoying. Selection is not available. Yes, of course. Is it available now? Okay, good. So now we need to add track selected so we can actually see what we did. That is somewhere. So like, where do we actually have the theme? Playlist, I think is the thing. Yeah. So we have track, fill track playing. Of course, another funny thing is what happens when you have both plain and selected track, right? Be the same track. But for now, let's say, I don't know, border. It's a bit weird to use border for that, to be honest. Border. Yeah, let's do border for now. Ooh, actually, the color green is good here because it's very What? Your? Maybe I should print something to see if this ever triggers. So we have this stuff, right? We can do. Thank you. Your track, select track index. The selected track index is equal to. Maybe I can do that like this. Oh, I guess I just forgot to use it in the. No, I didn't. I didn't forget to use it. So we can maybe just do like selection. Okay. Change grouping. Select this. We assign it. We assign the track index. Read them. Let's do inspect. Socket assigns selection label selection. 4, 5. Oh yeah, of course, that's the classical mistake. Track index is actually should be integer parse track index, and then it should be this. Oh wow, it works. I was looking at some different thing. It looks somewhat funny. I wonder if I can make it a bit better. So if you look at the playlist, so if you want to make it a bit bigger, then pixels, 4 pixels. Oh, nice. Isn't that nice? It has this weird effect that it also becomes a bit, so it moves stuff around a bit, right? And this now is not aligned, which is not nice. But we can, maybe we can fix it a bit. So like, border, how does it look actually? So of this, and then we have this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And those all, they have widths, but they don't have height. So, right? Have this thing, and we have that thing. And you can see that it's no longer aligned, right? Yes. So then, well, the simple solution is just add the same border thing, but add it with no with inherent color. So then, trick. Then in principle, it should not. Wow. Why? Yo, I just added a border here using 5 megabits of what? I hope it still works. JavaScript is 5 megabytes. Let's see how. Oh. Try. I wonder if it actually works, because for me it looks like I will just quickly look at the style because I want to understand. So we have track selected. Border, invalid property value. Solid inherit doesn't work. What's the, well, we know the color anyway, so color white. In principle now, we shouldn't. Okay, we still get a bit of jumping effect, but this is because of the lower border, right? Otherwise, it now looks aligned to me. I will just quickly check it. Yes, it's aligned. Now we just need to. Actually, I don't hate this effect. We can, in principle, also fix it, right? We can just say this. Well, we just need to change color. So then, okay, that doesn't look nice. It looks a bit weird. And if I do 4 pixels is very big for that thing. So, EU pixel. Okay, I will actually live with that. In principle, we can also recalculate the height. We can set the height static, and then it will not be having this effect. But for me, I actually think it looks okay. It doesn't look bad. It also gives additional visual effect to the selection. So when stuff is, and of course now, this works automatically with our plane tracks. And as you can see, selection is not lost when we switch the play. Let's see how it looks on no groups. So we have static selection, we have this thing. And then the only thing that we need to do now is to show what is selected somewhere here, so user is not surprised, and then process the key press, right? So let's try that. So you have this header, you have this radio group, and then we can also do the selection. Selection text. And then we do case selection, do and if it's nil, it's just empty. And if it's track, with track index, we will do, we will say track number, then into this, track index selected. And then we just do it here, so we add another div. And inside that div, we just do p, do a paragraph, and we just say, let's just insert our selection text here. So it will be, yes, we need to move it to the left, so we will do it a bit differently. We will, right now, our header has only 2 child elements, So we can easily make it go like to two different directions, right? To two different ends of the flex box. So instead of flex end, we have space around, I think it's called. Space between. Space evenly. I don't get what space around. Ah, yeah. Oh my God. I think. Justify content. Okay, let's do some subclasses. Yeah, so we will do header left, where align self to flex start, and header right, where align self. Oh, justify. I wonder if I actually can do that. Yeah, I think I can. I don't remember if that actually works. Flex and so then, yeah, here I can do, oops, this is track. Now we need here. So here we can say our class is header left. And here our class will be header right. You will see. So that doesn't work. This is interesting. Align one item to flex start, another to flex end. Align item center flex direction. Align self. So they use align self, flex end. Oh, well, they use align self. Ah, okay. I probably, it doesn't work with justify, it only works with align. So flex direction column, this is so dumb. So justify content on center, because now main axis goes down. Then here it will be align self, and here it will be align self. And let's see if it works. Okay, it works for one thing, and then when I select, it works for another thing. But now they no. But they now occupy the whole row. Justify content space between, they say. Of course, difference with our layout is that it can disappear. Okay, let's justify item space between and align items center. Oh, justify content, of course. I think will it of Does it actually work? Yeah, it actually works. Okay, good. We don't need hockey background anymore. We don't need low green either. Lawn green. Get out of my lawn! Okay, that looks better. So we have this and this, and then we can select. Well, we need to add, of course, a bit of we need to add a bit of space here. So we need to give this p class select header selection state. So, and then oh yeah, and then oops, as direction, I think, right? Yep, looks nice. And of course the same works here and here. Amazing. Now, when we show our selection state, we need to finally implement our deletion, right? So, and by the way, we can also put it here, right? We can also add selection state for the whole album, but let's first do deletion, then we can add the selection state for the whole album, and then we finish the stream. So here, we can go back to, okay, that we don't need, that we don't need. We only care now about processing the bindings. So it says Phoenix window key down, right? So then in our page, we can say, well, we only care about this on the level of playlist. So we can say key up, actually, I think. Yes. Window key up. Yes. So we just call it like that because maybe in the future we'll add more keys. And then we just do handle event. And we get key, and we get socket. And for now we do our normal thing. So no reply socket. And here we just do your inspect key label key, right? So now let's see. So then case, yeah, we can just do this then key to delete, and if it's actually that's easier, right? So if we have delete, if you have any other key, just return our normal socket. If it's delete, then we need to remove the current selection. So case remove selection, I think. Selection. We say we just pass socket, and that's actually it, right? So now we only need to implement remove selection, of course. So socket remove selection socket. And then we just look at our assigns. So we say socket assigns selection do. If nothing happens, we just return. If nothing is selected, we just return the socket. If you have a track with some track index, then what we need to do, we need to create a new queue where oh yeah, then depending what happens if we have a playing track that we removed, we will need to play the next track, right? So we say we take the queue and then we remove stuff. Socket assigns state queue. Then we actually we can actually do it in the state module, right? We can just add here remove track by index. So take module, which is state, and we get track index. Get plain track index. Yeah, we can then more easily process it here, right? So first we just take the queue and we remove the element of that. So state queue list replace. Okay, enum remove. Okay, delete add. State queue track index. We don't check anything for now, like maybe we have something out of bounds, well then the request will fail, we will not die. Let's delete that. What it returns new list, right? So queue, and then if plain. So essentially we have one track less, right? So we need to also adjust our index. So if plain get plain track index from our state, returns index to nil. Then actually, well, we don't care, we just return our state with new queue. That's it. And if it plain track index. Here we have additional conditions. So if plain track index is equal to track index, the track that we just removed, then we need to actually we have a number of things, right? So if we'll do cont now. So if that is true, that means that we removed the plain track, which means we need to start the next track, I guess. So we say if plain length of queue, we need to new plain track index will be length of queue, take max of plain track index, and like because queue is now shorter, we may end up in a situation where our previous plain track index is now incorrect. So we may need to instead take the length of q minus 1 actually. And we also need to adjust the play position, right? So how do we do when we play next? Play index, play position seconds. We then do play. It will be interesting what happens when we don't have any tracks remaining in the queue. Plain track index, plain track index. Right. Then we have, then we have another thing, which is what if our plain track index was less than track index the track index of the track we just removed. In that case, we don't need to do anything, right? We just do state set new queue, and that's it. And if plain track index was larger than track index, then our plain track index just changed, right? We just now have one less element in the list before. So our plain track index is plain track index minus 1. And we just need to do this, but without resetting the position this time. So I think that's the states we have. So removes track from the queue in state at track at index track index from the queue in state, handles moving playback in case the currently playing track was removed. So now undefined function remove selection, yes, sure. So state socket assigns state we take this, we take that, we move track index, and we then can just assign socket state selection nil, I think. So let's see. Woo! It works. Okay. And then if I move it here, whoops, something broke. Plain track index not found. That happens here. Plain track index equals plain track. Okay, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Everything breaks, but here it still works. Yes, it still works. Then I can navigate too. So why? So we go here to remove selection. Then we go to remove. It looks at this, and then it doesn't like it. Plain track index minus 1. Oh, because we are now, oh yeah, okay. So, of course, 0 is the minimum. Still breaks. Okay. Plain track index is not found. Oh, okay. It shows me wrong line. I'm dumb. It's of course in the state, right? So plain index it's called. Plain index. Okay. Okay. Index. Okay. 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 Something. Oh shit. Max. Of course. We need max here, not min. So yeah, it works here. It works here. It works here. It works here. And finally, it now should go to blow your trumpets, Gabriel, right? Okay, fine. Where are you? Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, yeah. And here I'm instead doing min. I mixed it up. So now I understand. Okay. So let's try it again. Remove, remove, finally remove. Yo! And I actually wonder if I do this and then I remove it. You see, even our behavior of after scrolling is still preserved. And then if I don't do this and I remove it, beautiful. Okay, last but not least, let's do the selection of whole albums and we will be done for today. And yeah, how do you select the whole album? I think you can just click on the title, right? By the way, we still don't have way of unselecting things, and we still actually passed. We're still writing the stuff about yeah, I still do that. So we don't need to do that. Well, actually, no, let's skip it for a second because I will also add another event here, right? I want so select the track index. So we have page here, we have the enums and stuff. What if we look at the so now we need to add selection for the whole albums. I think we had somewhere here the magical div around the whole album part in the group view. So in no grouping there is of course nothing, but here there is something. So we can find it somewhere here. So we have here we have grouped by. Here we have the div. Okay, we found the div. Now in that div, class, say playlist group, and then of course it can also be selected. So playlist group, and let's add Phoenix click event on the header. Phoenix click. And we call, so how did we call the selection of a track? We call it select, we did this, right? Select this, and we pass this. So instead, we will do Phoenix click, select album, and we need to pass the album. Oh, that's a bit harder, right? Because we don't yet have the whole, we don't actually number them. So we need to also add numbers for albums. And then we will need to somehow Phoenix. Actually, we can just pass the minimum and maximum track number, right? That will be easier than numbering albums. So we can say, should we still? Like we will also need somehow to draw the outline around the selected album, right? If we do that, then we will need to know about that when we render. So if we don't number albums, it will be hard for us to render anything. I guess then we can add this as well. Currently we have this stuff here. We can also add current album, previous group. We reverse grouped queue, and then we can do grouped queue. Now this index grouped queue. Actually, yeah, let's do it like that. Let's do a nice pipeline here. If we do it like that, we add some space here. And then we need to map. So this index will add, we had our artist, album, tracks. We will also have album index, right? So we will need to then take it and do it into album index, artist, album, tracks. So you'll need to go. Oh yeah, of course. Album index. Why don't we get it? So we get into the map and we get, oh yeah, it will be wrapped into another tuple. I forgot. So we will have another tuple here. And then we will, sure, track index is not available in the, what? Where is not available? Oh yeah, of course. So album index will be album index. And then we can also add start and end tracks, right? Thanks, man. So we will add this here. And we will also add, okay, I'm making something stupid. I just need to add minimum and maximum track indexes, and that will be fine. So we then also can say value min track index, right? And that will be and max track index, right? Those things we can calculate here easily. Track index will be min by, I think. Let's look up all the documentation. So we got sorter and we got empty fallback. In our case, well, we assume that we don't have empty albums. And actually, yeah, we can generate empty album, right? Because we do grouping manually. So then we need to just say tracks in group. Tracks in group have this track index track thing, right? So index, don't care, track index, and then we can repeat the same with max track index. So max by. And then we can add this, and we can add this. That should, in principle, be okay. So album index is not, oh, it's not an assign, of course. It's just not implemented for 0 track album of the tuple. Where do we get it? We get it in here. Oh, okay. Track indices. It will be we map tracks in group with index track. Just type index, and then we can just use min num max. I think that's also faster. So yes, I wonder actually if we have the whole thing here. So let's look at our HTML quickly. Yeah, 5 and 9. Yeah, sounds reasonable to me. Let's quickly check it. Yeah, 5, and this should be 9. Yeah, perfect. And the album number is also 1, which is true. For Monolake, the album number is 0. Yes, album index is 0. So now, when we have this, and when we receive the event select album, we can, yeah, by the way, that also can now become album index track index max track index. So we have now, we will have this option now after implementing this thing. We can now remove it, and then we can select this. We can do handle event select album. Let's continue our naming convention. Go select this album, and then we take our params. I want to just print them first. No reply, socket. Inspect params label. So we get a bunch of things right. We also, of course, get that for everything, but for now, we won't care. So instead, we just say, okay, album index. Index, we get max track index. And we get min track index. Track index. Now it don't need params anymore. Of course, we now just need to do integer parse index, right? Makes more sense to switch them around so that we get it looks more logical. Min tracks index, max track index, and here as well. 159. Okay, good. So then we just need to set our selection to this. So we say socket assign yeah, that was the format I wanted to use. Assign socket selection, and then we do album index, min track index, max track index, and we return the socket. Okay, we did that, but now we need to show selection somehow, right? We show it. What broke? What don't you like? Ah, yeah, of course. So album index, min track index, max track index. For now, I don't want to print it necessarily, right? So for now, we'll just do this. Tracks min track index. Just we get nice selected. I wonder if it even fits. I think it should fit. Yes. Nice. Of course, it's not very useful, right? Seeing those things. We need to actually do computation before. So grouped. So we need to compute it a bit earlier, I think, if you want to show it like that. But for now, I won't care about it. We can move this logic easily up. I just want to make sure that we can delete stuff and that we show that it's selected. So for selecting things, so we have this album index. We had this. Let's also simplify it a bit. So I need to take this, move it up here, and then I can take this and move it here. I think it's a bit better. Now, for album, we also need to calculate now is it like playlist group header, playlist group class? Oh God. stop. Do I have actually the... Oh, I don't actually group stuff, right? I just have the header and then I put tracks after that. So I will need to change it. Playlist group header. Do I use it anywhere? Yes, I do. But, oh. Oh. It's not actually... Oh. Ooh. Okay, I don't align it properly. I need to... This is mildly embarrassing. So we need to do it here, right? We need to do it like that. I broke something. What did I break? I actually... That's true. I don't have a style for playlist group. Why did I change it? So like... Okay. Okay, I want to switch it quickly to nil here. What? Sure. It's okay, it doesn't break, but when I switch to album, it goes completely haywire. This happens because... So like... This is right now a child of playlist. And playlist has all those nice things. Playlist group doesn't, right? So it's correct, but it doesn't follow our nice rules. So we need to... It's a different element. It doesn't have... We expect everything to be flexbox. So if I say playlist group and I do the same thing, will it work? Overflow. I need to set the same exact properties on this. But of course, this background color, I will just say inherit, and then... Hey, what is happening? Why? Oh yes. Oh my God. Of course not that. Not overflow after here. We can scroll and this works, but something is still not right. Okay, this is incorrect. Okay, okay. No, still. And our controls disappear. Our theme looks better now, right? But like, why playlist group header? What is the class of this thing? So this class is control pane. It goes right after playlist. If I switch to playlist, and there is no control pane. Did I mess up with nesting my stuff? I guess so. Have div. Oh, I guess we have no, we shouldn't close div here now, I guess. Yes, okay. I had just one closing tag that was incorrect, and it messed up everything, literally everything. So, okay. Actually, this is on the same level, I think. What is it? Yes, it's just like variables and stuff. So this is fine. We now have those magical groups, and we can also give them the border, I guess. We can do list group selected, and then if I wonder how it will actually look, but let's see. State. Oops. Page. So here we will need to see playlist group style if case, no case. So if selection is album with album index, we do otherwise we just do playlist group. Makes sense. So class okay. Oh, I'm done. This is, of course, this is playlist group header. Man. So, by the way, did I your yeah, here. I'm becoming dumber, so soon I will need to finish before I'm completely done. Okay. Well, of course, everything is messed up now, I guess. Or not? Well, it moves a bit, but otherwise it's fine. Nice. Okay. Interesting thing is that, of course, you can only do this selection here, because here, oh wow, actually no, we need to just then see if we still need to select those tracks, right? We just need to do it multi-select then. So in case if it's no group in view, we need to see the track HTML, and then if selection shown at selection on tracks true, false. So then selection. So here album track index selected track index, and then if the how do they call it? Show up in selection on tracks is equal and track index is less than or equal to max selected track index, and track index is larger or equal to min selected. Okay, I'm again doing it in reverse. So I should do it like that. And then I need to write do else and struct class. Otherwise, this. It's not the most beautiful code right now. We can probably simplify, but let's see. So we can select this, and then when we go here, okay, it doesn't look pretty yet, but that is already good because we at least can select the whole thing, right? We show the selection consistently, and then when we move, you can see it. Of course, we will need to eventually, if it was real app, we will need to add proper like multi-select on this view too. But for now, yes, it's sufficient for us to be able to select stuff on this view. So then we need to do the deletion, right? And let's switch back to album view. By the way, I feel that we are missing something. I feel that our pattern doesn't work anymore. So group header, maybe I mixed up something. This group header. Oh, yes. I made a little mistake. So this should be this. Yes, okay, that looks way better now. Nice. So now we need to process the deletion. Yeah, and this is so then remove selection. We need to see, so if we get album and we get album index, we don't care. We get track index min track index, and we get max track index, and then we can just do this. We can say in reduce, we go from min track index to max track index. We then hope I'm doing it right? Yes. Because it's different, I think, notation in Rust, and I was writing a lot of it recently, so I can be a bit confused about this. Our state is socket assigns state, initial state, and then for each of those we do index state, and we just do state remove track by index state index, and this is our new state. And then we just need to assign it to our socket. So let's see. Yo. Okay, something is weird happening, right? I think, I wonder. So like, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then we go from we should execute it 6 times. So then when I press delete here, we get some weird thing happening. It feels like it doesn't do something. So we start with a state, then we set selection nil, right? Actually, can refactor it a bit. Let's see. What? This is so weird. Um, oh, right. So it's like 5 tracks. It should remove 5 tracks. It tells me that it removes 5 tracks, but it doesn't remove 5 tracks. What? Okay. So we say state remove track by index, and if something's plain and plain index is equal to track index, we always delete this, right? We always delete this stuff by index, and then oh shit, when we delete it by index, everything moves. Our indices change. So we actually need to, this is not commutative operation, right? You cannot execute it again and again because we get different indices. Instead, we need to have like remove range method here. Okay, so let's add here a comment. Note that removing a track will change indices of the following tracks. So this is important. It's one of our assumptions. Removes a range of tracks between indices min track and max track index from the queuing state. So then we can, I wonder, or actually we don't even need to write this. There is a simpler way. We can just do this thing with always using min track index, right? Okay, this is a bit, it feels a bit hacky, but let's see if it works. It does. We got our magical thing working. Oh, by the way, I can navigate with my keyboard up and down keys already. That's nice. So now it should show the Satanist and then blow your trumpets, Gabriel. Satanist, 28 to 32. Yes. Okay. I think this is it actually. I also wonder one last thing that I want to quickly check before my AirPods ran out of power, which means that I certainly need to finish now, is if when we switch here, and if I now do thing, yes, it works. And one last thing, if I do this, and then I do that, and then I go here, so now I have this state. I should see Tetris and CERN, and Tetris should be track 9, right? 9, 10. Yeah, we did it. So, okay, thank you for watching. That was an amazing adventure. We didn't do everything I planned, but I think we did quite a bit. And I think this behavior is already quite interesting. And I think it's also quite complex. We did some groupings, we did removals, we did tracking, I guess. But in general, this is one of those amazing things where I didn't expect that it would be so interesting to work on this project, to be honest. I thought that, okay, I have some ideas, but they probably won't work, or like it will be not that exciting. But in the end, it was really cool to see all the state, to see all the interaction with the front end, to see all the possible things we need to consider while working on that. And also, of course, Phoenix LiveView was amazing. You can see that my speed became better the more I worked with that. And I think I'm moving pretty fast nowadays with it. And it was a pleasure to work with it. I think JavaScript interop completely blown me away last time. And today it was just really nice to put those finishing touches. I will publish, oh yeah, by the way, we don't need to see the code anymore. So I will publish an edited video with highlights from those streams later on. Then I will do some streams and videos about Rust, but I will be also doing videos and streams about Elixir and about Phoenix and periodically about LiveView as well. So it's not the last stream with LiveView, it's just a little break because next videos I think I will concentrate a bit more on algorithms again and maybe on WebAssembly a bit. And then we will probably do some more stuff with LiveView. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.